Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Julie from Living Large on Lifetime, and today it's time for another Wednesday Weekly. Today's topic is all about reality checking the holidays. That's right, the holidays are officially upon us, and how does that make you feel? Are you super excited? Are you starting to get a little anxious, a little bit of stress? Are you already starting to feel pretty overwhelmed? This is actually the time of year when we can be pulled in a million different directions by a million different people with a million different expectations. How do we handle being everywhere and doing everything for everyone? It's impossible. Even if you have a really good, solid holiday plan, it can be super easy to get derailed once that anxiety and the stress starts to set in. So how are we going to handle the holidays? We need to reality check the holidays, and what that means is, number one, first remember that the way we think affects how we feel, which then affects what we do. Our thinking affects our feeling, affects our doing. So right at the very beginning of that thought process, we want to start with good, helpful, positive thoughts for the holidays, rather than dragging ourselves down with statements and unhelpful thoughts that maybe aren't even true. The first example that the weekly gives us is, say for example, you have a holiday party at your office on the same evening as your child's PTA party. What do? How do you go to both parties? If you say, I have to go to the work party or I'm not going to get the promotion, is that necessarily a true statement? Let's reality check that statement first of all. If you don't go to the holiday party, is that the only basis for a promotion? Or is there other evidence that you've been a great employee, you're productive, you know what you're doing, you're a team worker, a team player? Are there other ways that your boss could determine whether or not you deserve a promotion? Of course there are. So just because you don't go to the holiday party does not mean that you're not going to get the promotion. Reality check that statement. The next thing is we want to shift that statement in our mind, shift our mindset to a more positive, helpful statement, rather than saying, if I don't go to the holiday party, I'm not going to get the promotion. Instead, reality check that and say, I may not be able to go to the holiday party, but there's enough evidence that shows I'm a great employee, I'm a productive employee, and I'm a team player that I could still potentially get that promotion. That's a much more helpful thought, and having that helpful thought is going to make me feel better about my choice between the holiday party and the child's party. That feeling better is going to affect what I do. Basically, what I do at the party. Am I going to eat out of stress, or do I feel good about my decision and so I'm confident that I can stay on plan? Right? That's what we want to do. We want to shift our mindset. Think about our thoughts and how they affect our feelings, which then affects what we do. Let's try another example. Rather than saying there's no way I can make it through the holidays because there's too much food around, there's too many holiday parties, there's too many people wanting things from me, there's no way I can stay on plan. Is that a true statement? Let's reality check that statement. There's no way I can stay on plan for the holidays. Is that true or false? That's absolutely false. Number one, I firmly believe to have a plan and a strategy for every situation you could face, including the holidays, including every individual situation within the holidays. It's absolutely possible to stay on plan if you have a plan. So number two, is it impossible to stay on plan just because there's food everywhere, or just because I have several parties to go to? Is it impossible to stay on plan because people want so many different things from me? No, it's not impossible. I just need to figure out, number one, what are my priorities? What can I physically do this holiday season? Who are my priorities? And what is my plan? So a better statement, rather than saying there's no way I can stay on plan for the holidays, is this. Let's shift our mindset. The holidays are going to be very challenging because there are several parties I have to go to, because there is food around me all the time, and because I have a lot of things to do. The holidays are going to be very challenging, but I know I'm going to set a plan to make it through each individual circumstance so that I can stay on my WW program. That's a much more helpful thought. And now the next step to having that positive thought, number one, because I'm having a more positive thought, I feel better and more confident and more able to face the holidays. And number two, I'm gonna think, feel do. I'm now gonna do what I said is absolutely possible to do. I'm gonna set out my plan and my strategies for each of my holiday situations this December. It's absolutely possible to stay on plan. So let's reality check the holidays. Can you think of a challenging situation or a challenging statement that you are telling yourself is an unhelpful thought or a negative thought that you can rethink and shift your mindset? Practice doing that for any of the challenges that you have coming up this holiday season, and you can get yourself in a better mind frame and a more positive mind frame, which then will make you start feeling more confident and better able to stay on plan for the holidays. So let me know down below, you guys, what kind of challenges you have coming up. Let's brainstorm some strategies and some solutions so that we can all stay on plan for the holidays. It's absolutely possible. The recipe on the back of the weekly is knife and fork Italian turkey and pepper sandwich. It looks really good and really fresh. I will put the recipe down below in the description box. I think it's funny that they call it knife and fork sandwich rather than open face sandwich. But okay, I will put the recipe in the description box. If you have any questions about this week's topic or you want to engage in some further discussion, go to Team Living Large on Facebook, and I'd love to talk with you guys more about reality checking the holidays and setting up a strategy for some of your events that are coming up. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next week for another Wednesday Weekly. Have a great week.